AI in my content workflow, and I've been working in content marketing for 12 years now. So I can tell you with full confidence that about 90% of the prompt lists on the internet are pretty much completely useless. So I built my own and I pulled together 50 different prompts that are organized around how content marketers actually work. This is for the people who are down in the weeds like me day to day with clients, helping them figure out AI search. What are the things we need to be using and thinking about and doing strategically to work smarter, not harder, and more efficiently with AI? So I want to walk you through the ones that I think have genuinely changed how I create content and have made me just enjoy the work more, not completely outsourcing the work. It's not a ghostwriter. It's a thinking partner. It's a collaborator. It is something you can use to speed up the process. So here's what bugs me about most of the AI prompt lists I see online. They're all some sort of variation of write me a blog post about X or generate 10 social media captions. And then people try those, they get really mediocre results, and they walk away thinking that maybe AI isn't very useful or that something is wrong because it's not producing anything super meaningful or useful to their content work. The problem here is not AI. AI actually is quite effective when you use it the right way, but you have to know how to prompt strategically. So when you give something like a vague input, you get a vague output. And that's not a tech failure, that's a briefing and a context failure. So as content marketers, we should know better. We never hand a freelance writer or a subcontractor or somebody that we're working with a one-sentence brief and expect that we get great results back. So why would we do that with AI? So the prompts I actually use every day are essentially pressure testing my ideas, finding gaps in my arguments, surfacing angles I haven't considered, and helping me think about better structuring my thinking before I get to the actual drafting phase. So that's the core idea behind this whole library. Every prompt is designed to make your content sharper, not to replace the human behind it. So let me show you what I mean. The library is organized into 6 categories that follow the natural content workflow. So first up is strategy and planning. This is where most people skip straight to writing and wonder why their content feels disorganized or why the writing process is so hard and stressful. One of my favorites here is a prompt that asks AI to build your content calendar against what your target audience is actually asking AI chatbots. This is a strategic play at AI search. So not what they're Googling, what they are asking ChatGPT. So those are very different questions, and the gap between the two is probably where your best content ideas live. Next is research and ideation. So I have a prompt in here that asks for 10 non-obvious angles on a topic that go beyond what's already ranking on page 1. Because if you're just covering the same ground as everyone else, AI models really have no reason to cite you. The goal is to find the white space and write content there that's contextually relevant, but also not super covered yet. So this is a tricky thing, but using AI is great for this. From there, we have writing and drafting. So look, this is not a section full of write this article for me prompts. These are prompts like, here's my outline, pressure test the structure, what's missing, what's in the wrong order, what doesn't flow, what would make a reader stop scrolling. It's using AI as an editor before you started writing so that when you do start to draft, you're doing it in the most strategic way. Next is AI search. So this is probably the one that I'm most proud of, the optimization for AI search. There's a prompt in here that I use on every single major piece that I publish. It says, act as an AI search engine. If someone asked you this question, would you cite this article? So we're using the tool to help kind of reverse engineer what we need to accomplish. I ask it to tell me why or why not, and that single prompt has caught more issues than any other SEO tool I have ever used. So use the tool to help you better understand it. From here, we have editing and refinement. My favorite one in this section asks AI to find every sentence in your draft that sounds like it was written by ChatGPT or Claude. Beautifully ironic, but genuinely effective. It catches all the bland, hedgy language that makes this kind of content super forgettable. I think it's also starting to turn people off. So if you have those kind of patterns of speech that are very signature to AI and you've included those in your draft, it's going to turn off the reader. And it's also at the same time going to hurt your AI search efforts. So that's a good strategic play as well. And then finally, repurposing, because every piece you create should become at least 5 different pieces of content. I have prompts that turn one article into LinkedIn posts, newsletter edition, carousel outlines, tweet threads, and video script, which is actually how I helped get this video made. So here's what makes these different from every other prompt list you've seen. Every prompt has customizable placeholders, so you can make it your own. You're not just copy pasting a generic template. You're plugging into your audience, your topic, your unique brand voice, and getting output that's actually relevant and useful to the work that you're doing. And they're all designed to work together. So you can go from strategy to research to drafting to editing and even to repurposing with all of the prompts, each building on each other. So this is a full workflow, not a random grab bag of just generic slop. So I've been testing and refining these across my own client work, my newsletter. These aren't theoretical. They're the actual things that I use. And this is all free. So 50 prompts, 6 categories ready to copy and paste. I'll drop the link in the article. It will also subscribe you to my newsletter context window where I talk about these AI search related topics and AI workflows every single week. Hopefully you find them useful. I worked really hard on them. I think you'll be genuinely surprised at how much sharper your outputs get when you learn how to prompt strategically and you stop just asking AI to write for you and asking it instead to think with you. So that's all I've got.